What's good, everybody? I feel fantastic today. I am the coach. This is The Early Edge, your only daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting. And it is not even close. Boy, do we have a busy sports day today. But before we look forward, as always, we must look back. And yesterday, kind of a ho-hum day. We did win a little bit, 7-6, but more X's than we would like. But as you guys know, we've been grinding every single day since December of 2020. But we need your help because we've been nominated for the Best Sports Podcast show in the Best Sports Podcast category. So we want you to vote for us to get us into the finals. Then we'll handle things when we get there. Hit that QR code or download that link. Give us a vote, and we would certainly appreciate it. And at the same time, could you hit that like button for me? Take the chat down, hit the like button, put it right back up, and we are good to go. It really helps our algorithm and helps the show grow. Now, we've got urgency today, but it's also a very special day because it is the end of the week for most. And so, if you've come here, you know what this is. If you are new, welcome. Because this is the one and the only Big Pick Energy Friday. Oh, let's go. Now, I told you all the stars are here. M-Squared, Counselor, Chip. But we've got urgency. And Sia Nejad, I'm coming straight to you. Do you have anything for us right off the top of the show?
Well, we won both of our 3 balls yesterday, Coach. Thanks for coming to me first because Goat said full. He's on top of it. He said in about 20 minutes, and right now it's 15 minutes. We have a 3 ball. We're going to run it back. It's going to be Chez Reavie minus 120 against some similar names, Richie Warinsky and Brant Snedeker. I really like this matchup. It was minus 105 yesterday. It's minus 120 now. I love the value regardless. He really should outclass both of these guys. And honestly, I think he's going to beat them by a little bit more than he did yesterday. I mean, there's no guarantees, of course, but I think Chez Reavie kind of had a ho-hum day yesterday, and I think he's going to turn it on a little bit more today. And I like this one at minus 120.
If those of you out there did not watch any of the Barracuda, it's different. When you look at the scoreboard and you see a plus 12, that's a good thing this week. Plus 20 is even better. They count up instead of counting down. Sia Nejad, thank you very much. Now, by the way, Brian Harmon, tight a little 65 in that win today. The same win that DJ shot an 81 or an 82. Beat him by 16 shots, I think, today in one round. All right. Let's get into it because, we can talk golf all we want, but what is our bread and butter? What do we do better than anybody else? Well, there's a lot of things, but we do football. We do the NFL, and we also do college, and this is right in our wheelhouse. The SEC win totals are out. They are ready, and here's what they look like complete with all of the odds. So, M-Squared, I'm coming to you first, big boy. You live in the city where Vanderbilt plays. Their number is 3.5. Of all of these SEC teams, where are you going?
I'm going straight to the top. Georgia will not lose a game. I like them. It's a big number, right? But I love this spot for them. Their season doesn't start until the 28th of October when they play Florida. It's a game that they're going to win. But the real test is when they play on the road at Tennessee, if you want to call it a test. You have all the opportunity in the world to potentially hedge this on the other side if you need to win multiple bets in that game on the Tennessee side. So for me, it's Georgia. It's not a lot of fun to talk about it here, but far and away the best team in college football, in my opinion. They are not losing in conference here.
I'm seeing articles with headlines like best recruiting class ever, best team ever. Maybe this is the year. Counselor, coming to you, where are you going with the SEC this year?
I'm just going to have to follow Mikey's lead here. I mean, he and Chip are certainly the guys over me here. So I'm going to defer to Georgia. I've heard great things about them as well, including this class versus former, or I should say previous Bulldog classes that have been really, really good. So give me Georgia here.
All right. Nick in the chat says Georgia's well worth it. The schedule is so easy. Now, we had to change the start of the show. So I didn't get to do one of my favorite things to do every single Friday. M-Squared already spoke. Counselor already spoke. But the man who hasn't spoken is the man that we come here to see on Fridays. Good morning. Wait, I even screwed that up. Let me start over. Chip Patterson. Good morning, Chip.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Counselor. Good morning, M Squared. Good morning, Snake. Good morning, Early Edge fam. And I'll tell you what, minus 170, I don't know if I would lay all that for an entire season, but Vanderbilt's winning 4 games this year. If you heard Barton Simmons, the general manager of Vanderbilt football, on the Cover 3 podcast this week, you know that, it's coming. It's coming, baby. They are building in Nashville. But my best SEC win total, I'm going to head on down to Baton Rouge, and I'm going to go with LSU over 9.5. This is a great example of how Brian Kelly was dismissed and overlooked. Everyone made fun of his accent, and all he went and did was win the SEC West. He returns Jaden Daniels, one of the top quarterbacks in the conference. The offensive line, which had 2 freshman tackles starting, they got better as the year went on, and they're going to be even better with more maturity, more time in that weight program. Defensive lineman Mason Smith might be one of the best in the SEC. He missed most of last year with the knee injury. And Harold Perkins, boy, if you ain't seen Harold Perkins, LSU's superstar sophomore linebacker, he is going to be a problem. I think LSU beats Florida State, and that's really where you go between 9 and 10 looking at the schedule. This is a 10-2 team. You still have it without having to lay too much juice for an entire season. I go LSU over 9.5.
Matt in the chat says LSU will win the West, so he agrees with you, Chip. Thank you, Matt, for weighing in today. Now, so many of you are active in the chat, and we appreciate that as well. Now, we were everywhere yesterday. I was on CBS Sports HQ twice. We talked NFL futures. We also talked a little golf yesterday. But if you don't have it, how about a little gentle reminder?
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in tour championship history. We're down to the final 4.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
Well, looky. What do we have today? Here is the schedule, courtesy of the Snake. Just download that CBS Sports app. /live, 1 p.m. Eastern, the amazing Grace Remington. Then Chip at 3, 6, Zach Attack at M Squared. And then you want a little live betting? How about 3 of the absolute very best? AB, the Counselor, and because of the schedule, Women's World Cup with buckets. By the way, your hashtag Next Level Soccer Capper may have a pick right here on the show here in a moment. By the way, in the chat, you talk about analyzing greatness, a man who used to be here that Danny Brasco replaced. But those are big, big shoes. Look who is there. Ian Parker is in the chat today. MMA royalty from another network. All right, now it's time to play that game that we love so very much. Pick the prop. And last night, as Matt Olson was cashing the over for us in the Braves game and hitting another home run, I thought, did we have him today? One of the rare days that we did not. Peter Alonso, Shohei Ohtani, and Mookie Betts. And I believe Shohei is on the bump tonight, if I'm not mistaken, for the Angels. M Squared, I'm coming to you. Who's going the yard today?
That would be Pete Alonso, Coach. Like the price point still. You obviously shop it around. You can certainly find a few better numbers in this one as well. But I really like the matchup here against Cutter Crawford. Really love the park shift. We talk about it all the time. Massive, massive park shift for Pete Alonso here. Going to Fenway Park, one of the best, actually the best hitting environment outside of Coors Field. He plays in one of the worst, Mets Park there at Citi Field, one of the best pitching environments in all of Major League Baseball. Now you get Cutter Crawford, someone who's really struggled at home. Some massive, massive splits home and away. Love this spot for Pete Alonso.
Patrick says, hey, Coach, how about this for a T-shirt slogan? First quarter unders, the worst sweat you'll ever love. What do you think, M Squared?
We do love our first quarter unders. We get to talk about college football rule changes that will impact those this year as well.
Yeah. There are a lot of rule changes that will impact those. If you weren't paying attention in the offseason, that's why we are here for you. Counselor, talk to me.
I have a rule, and I'm not changing it. When Mookie Betts is on this board against a pitcher that sometimes can get lit up like Andrew Heaney, give me Mookie Betts at plus 300. I actually also have a lean here. It's certainly not a pick, but because we're talking about this game, I kind of like the over. It opened at 9. It's 9.5 now. That's a little offensive. But if you take the Dodgers over 4.5 at -120, I think that's a decent play. And I also like maybe the Dodgers first 5. I'm not there yet, but both of those are leans for me because I don't think Heaney's going to have the best day.
Yeah, great analysis there. Chip, where are you going?
We're going with Mookie Betts. Heaney doesn't scare me, and man, an M squared, just classic. Just getting a little bit of a cookie out of his cookie jar. Is Mookie Betts a home or away? Okay. Oh, he's away. Guaranteed 9th inning. Let's go.
By the way, I'm going to weigh in today, and I'm going with Shohei. You guys know me. I'm more of a gut better than I am numbers. And yesterday I did my normal weekly hit on the Sports Lodge, which is the Angels ESPN show that I do every week. And we were talking about Shohei and all the numbers and how hot he's been. And it is scorching hot out here on the West Coast. It's as hot as it's been the entire year. I'm going Shohei tonight, and he's going to have one of those special nights as he continues to widen the number of the MVP. This won't even be close when we get to September with him. Gentlemen, thank you very much. It's time to get to our board, and I am fired up today because we have golf, we have baseball, and we have the Women's World Cup. But before we do that, let's hear from one more of our incredible partners.
When you're the FedEx Cup champion, your name's on this trophy forever. This is our season-long race. This is the sought-after trophy when we tee it up, the first event of the season that you think about.
3 tournaments with the world's best golfers battling for the tour's toughest trophy to win, the FedEx Cup. The playoffs begin August 12th on CBS.
And I'll be calling the Tour Championship for PGA Tour Live. I'll be on the 3M next week as well. All right, before I get to Sia real quick, we're having issues in the chat.
Oh, no.
Big Cheesy weighing in again and taking a shot at me. Snake, get ready to hit that block button. He said, Guru, then Buckets, then me. But then I go down and I see Allie, and I thought she was my girl. Apparently not, because she says, oh, you forgot Brant Sutton. And then Coach. Both of you dead to me. Now, Sia Nejad, you already gave us your first golf pick, which starts in exactly 5 minutes. I've already locked it in. But where else are you going today?
By the way, he also said, Big Cheesy, that Rory looked bad yesterday. We have that triple play, Coach. I don't think Rory looked bad yesterday. He looked okay today. Scheffler just got on the course, so we have a lot of golf to watch. But some of that golf is going to go over to the Barracuda. So I already gave you Chez Reavie. That starts in, like Coach said, 5 minutes. The next one is going to be Peter Quest. Yeah, we're running it back. I've never done this before. I've never had 2 plays on Thursday, and I'm not even sure I've done it with 1, and run it back as an official play the next day. We've got 2. This is the sequel, just like Beverly Hills Cop 2, Terminator 2, Top Gun Maverick, Bad Boys 2. This is going to be a bona fide sequel. Peter Quest plus 100 over Angel Hidalgo Portillo and Matty Schmid. He's just playing better than both of these guys, and it's not even close. It is a 3-ball. No such thing as a lock. Matty Schmid, of those 3, he can kind of get hot sometimes, but I'm going to get Peter Quest here at plus money. Really like it with the Chez Reavie play.
Yeah, he had a nice day yesterday. He shot +9, I believe, was his score yesterday. So he's playing some really, really good golf. By the way, Young Drew in the chat says, we need the pick recap. You guys be forgetting. No, you be late. Because we did the recap at the start of the show. We start at 10 a.m. Join us. All right, M Squared. I am pumped to hopefully share a cocktail with you either tonight or tomorrow because I'll be in Nashville, Tennessee. So with that being said, where are you going today, sir?
I am going to stay in Nashville, Tennessee personally, but I'm taking my money to Boston. We're going to bet against the Boston Red Sox. New York Mets here, like them at even money, plus 100 here. I have them winning 54% of the time. Quick translation, that means I think this line should be minus 117. I would like to see some line movement closer to that number throughout the day here, but it's really a lot about Cutter Crawford. This guy he's been fine at times, but he has some pretty glaring home and away splits, and he's had the good fortune of having just one of his last 5 starts at home, 4 of them on the road. That is very rare when you get through. We're starting to get to the warmer months where things become a little more difficult, especially in that ballpark. I think it's going to show through tonight. But in general here, the strikeout rate dips, the walks are up, the weighted on base average jumps over 50 points from home to away. Love this spot overall. And then Kodai Senga on the other side. Yes, it is a negative park shift for him. However, the pitch arsenal that he has is so different. It doesn't bother me nearly as much. I'm far more concerned with the benefits that the Mets offense will see when you put them in such a strong hitting environment here. So give me the New York Mets. Again, I think this number should be closer to -117.
If you listen to the last 60 seconds, I will ask you this with all the respect in the world. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. The drama continues. Arby says, Coach, haters will hate. I agree. Brent says, Coach by far is the best soccer handicapper. I agree. And I'm about to prove it right here, right now. So as you all know, the Women's World Cup has kicked off. Tonight, United States women in Vietnam. But that's not where I'm going. I'm going to Zambia and Japan. And only a hashtag next level soccer capper could target the lowest ranked team in the field. +2 goals, -145 against Japan, one of the elite teams in all the world. But if you know your women's soccer like I do, then you know that Zambia just beat Germany in their last tune-up heading into the World Cup. Their form has been much better than the lowest ranked team in the field. So you're going to give me 2 goals on a night when nerves are going to probably cost them 30 or 40 minutes to settle in? I'll take my chances. +2, Zambia, -145. Now, tonight on Fox, the U.S. begin their quest for an historic three-peat as Alex Morgan and Megan Rapinoe lead the Stars and Stripes in the FIFA Women's World Cup against Vietnam tonight at 9 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. We have now arrived, and you guys know what time it is. We're all stars on this show, but on this day, there's one that's just a little bit higher than the rest of us. We love him so much. He is the college football guru for us, with all due respect to Martin W. Green. But that's not where we're going today, Chip Patterson. Where are we going?
A little bit of everything, but let's start with the golf because we've got a 3-ball in the Open Championship that tees off at 11:05 a.m. Eastern time. So congrats to those of you who are watching it live because that means that you get in on Monsieur Antoine Rosner at +185 over Richard Bland and Lee Hodges. As you know, with my 3 balls, if you've been watching a lot, I like to work in reverse. And Lee Hodges, I mean, bye-bye. You had 7 bogeys, 2 birdies, losing strokes basically across the board. So now we are looking at Antoine Rosner and Richard Bland. And Richard Bland has slightly better odds because I agree that, you know, in a vacuum, he is the better player. But Rosner, somebody who in his last 7 events has just been bleeding strokes on the green, just got hot out of his mind with the flat stick. And normally I'm saying, whoa, there's going to be some regression there, but he was also really good on approach. And when you looked at Richard Bland's scorecard and followed him throughout his round, I mean, it was just up and down and up and down and up and down and just a lot more consistency with Rosner. So we're going to be going with what I think is a good value and hoping that he's going to be able to stay hot on the greens, something that, again, was not in his profile at all, but might be something that he's tapped into here at Royal Liverpool. And of course, every Friday, I'm going to hit you with another one. This is Oklahoma over 9.5 wins. A fantastic case of, you know, your record might not be your quality, because when I look at Oklahoma's depth chart before I turn to the schedule, I'm like, yikes, this is a pretty average Oklahoma team by Oklahoma standards. But then I look at the schedule and I realize there's no Kansas State, there's no Baylor, there's no Texas Tech. And those are some of the top 5 or 6 teams in the Big 12. We got 14 daggum teams in the Big 12 this year, which means we no longer have the balanced schedule. Now I dive in a little bit deeper. If Dylan Gabriel has any injury issues, guess what? Jackson Arnold, their freshman quarterback, is an absolute stud. They do get to play West Virginia. They do get to play Iowa State. They do get to play Cincinnati. They do get to play BYU. Again, maybe not a 10-win team in a vacuum against an average schedule, but this is a charming soft schedule, and I think Brent Venables rides it to a 10-win season.
Brent Venables, when I started my career, he was at Kansas State.
Yeah.
All those years ago, and now he's at Oklahoma running the show. Real quick, tell the good people at home where they can catch the Cover 3 podcast, please.
Oh, wherever you get your podcasts, and youtube.com/cover3, and just come on and join in the show. If you like us talking about college football, then you're going to love it when you've also got myself, Tom Fornelli, Danny Cannell, Bud Elliott. It's a versatile set of opinions and perspectives, and I think we do it better than anybody else in the country.
I was with you until you said Danny Cannell. my old radio partner. Can you give me a time and a date, please, Chip?
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
And this is the thing that's really been blowing up for us. Saturday nights, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, instant reaction show every single Saturday night. The live audience loves jumping in. Sometimes we got Pac-12 After Dark unfolding while we're live on the air. So yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And then on Saturday nights, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time to come watch our live instant reaction.
You just gave me an idea. Maybe we should try that, gentlemen.
Yes.
Yes, for me too. M squared. NFL Mondays, Thursdays.
Yes, there's definitely opportunities for that, for sure.
Oh, when we say opportunities, somewhere prop stars are saying opportunities. We'll have our prop show back this year too. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here's the recap, courtesy of the Snake on the ones and the twos. Sia Nejad, Ches Reavy, that already teed off. You didn't get it 20 minutes ago. You're too late. Peter Quest in a 3-ball from the Barracuda. Then M squared, Mets money line in Beantown tonight at plus 100. He hopes it moves a little bit more towards our side. And then Chip, we've got a college football total, which we will have every single week leading up to college football. Oklahoma over 9.5 wins coming out of the Big 12. And then this is a late tee time, early for you, but late for the Open Championship. Rouse plus 185 in a 3-ball. Richard Bland did shoot -1, full transparency yesterday, but Lee Hodges was awful. And then one play from me. I'm going Zambia, the big underdog, +2, which means if they lose 1-0, 0-0, anything like that, we cash. If they lose 2-0, we push. So buy that to -145. Do not forget later today, Amazing Grace and the crew, early edge in 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And we're here all weekend as well. If you're going to be in Nashville, Tennessee, and you see us out, come up and say hello. We'd love to meet you over the weekend. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Big Pick Energy Friday tickets straight to the pay window. Brad Tire Crew, Lobo, M Square, Counselor, Chip, and the Snake always on the ones and the twos, making this show look fantastic. I am simply the coach trying to keep the train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.